Hi everyone, it's the start of 2025, so I wanted to share with you my favourite everyday tech of the last year. These are the beautiful, useful, and sometimes surprising devices, tools, accessories that made day-to-day life a little better across lifestyle, everyday carry, computing and desk tech, to some cool coffee machines and tools. These are the marvels that I've split into 3 categories: lifestyle, tech that I loved, work from home wonders, and some honourable mentions that I just couldn't leave out. And thank you to Bloom Coffee for sponsoring this video after I discovered their studio machine and asked them to sponsor it. Yes, a lot of these items are sent over for review, but you can trust in the fact that I've only shared stuff that I really did think was good and made the cut this year for your attention. Links are in the description as always if you want to check anything out. So when it comes to lifestyle tech that just makes day-to-day life better, brings a bit of joy, there are 3 items this year that really stuck with me. Now I know I may be late to the party and they are new to me, but I gave in and finally purchased the Apple AirPods Pro 2. But it was actually the update to the software this year that made these even more special. Why on earth did I not buy these earlier? Who knows, other than the fact that, let's be fair, the slightly dubious fact that you cannot get into these. They're hermetically sealed, so once they break, they break, classic. But nonetheless, the spatial audio and hearing protection features, hearing aid features they've brought into these now is like proper future tech. I love the hearing protection. I tested that out at an Apple event and it was kind of mind-blowing. But yeah, that shift from noise cancelling to transparency mode when you start speaking with adaptive audio takes a bit of getting used to, but it really is a game changer. And their noise cancelling is as good as my over-ear Sony headphones. Now, I recommend also trying these with Apple Music and listening to spatial music mixes, and it's mind-blowing how it transforms music with the kind of vertical surround sound as well as the horizontal. I'm going to be also using these a lot with my iPad to watch movies on the train, but more on iPads a bit later on. Now, the second is this, an affordable specialty coffee machine that I'm happy to say with complete confidence has genuinely brewed the best coffee I've made at home. This is the Bloom Studio, a machine that takes automation and customization to the next level, and oh wow, it is so good. I saw it online, reached out to Bloom, and they've sponsored this video. Now what they've done here is really clever. The coffee market is known for super expensive kit, and to be honest, until now, I've just stuck with my trusty AeroPress and mid-priced grinder. But here, we have a beautifully designed minimalist machine that seamlessly integrates, scales, a grinder, and a brewer into one to do super bespoke pour-over coffee at the price point of around £500, $500. Surely that's too good to be true. Well, no, it's designed to cater to novice coffee lovers and seasoned baristas. And what's really cool here is that you really do have the options to go fully automated with recipes that mimic a barista's exact recipe, stage pours, blooms, right through to a free solo mode where you can tinker and create your own recipes. Now this is great to do things with like AeroPress or Chemex, for example. Here's what I made of it when I first tasted it. Okay, seriously, I am not just saying this. That is one of the best coffees I've ever made. Did I make it? I mean, the machine did all the work. Honestly, I make a lot of AeroPress recipes. Some of my best are just not as good as this. It's really good. I am an absolute Bloom convert. I'm not so deep into the world of coffee that I'm an expert on this stuff, but what is particularly cool is how the Bloom Studio can be used, as they say, in autopilot, copilot, and free solo. So all this means is that you download specific recipes to the app, which is very good, by the way, and that links with curated pods of actual beans that you can put into the system, or you can combine them with preset options and so on. But my favorite approach has to be using my own beans in Copilot mode, where I can select a pour over recipe on the app and then set it running. Bloom also just updated the studio with this new auto mode. So what you can do is kind of set 3 of your favorite recipes on the app and link them to the machine. So you set it in this mode and you've just got A, B, and C. It means you can quickly brew your favorite option with a click. These are mine, a 3-pour and a 4-pour recipe, and then this 5-pour recipe for decaf. The grind size seems super consistent and it will grind a real range of levels, fine enough as well for espresso in the settings if you want to. And this is another good point to spot. You can just use this as a grinder, brewer and scale and use the modules independently. So essentially you can use the brewer's instant heat pipe to make tea, instant noodles, or just heat up some water to a very precise temperature. I actually use the scales to measure a mic we're going to talk about later. This really does seem like a brilliant offer from XBloom that I really think fills a hole in the market. Check it out via the link in the description for the best deal they can offer us today. And thank you, XBloom, for sending it over and sponsoring this video. It really has made my mornings. Okay, next. This is called the Pulsio Air. It's a mini massage gun. I've been using this for 2 years. I've had it as a birthday present and I absolutely love it. It's very powerful, it's fairly priced and has a couple of different attachments, you know, for different types of massaging, whatever you want to do. It's great that it uses USB-C for charging. It lasts a few weeks and this has been brilliant for like post-running recovery and fixing those pains from sitting at a desk too long. There are 4 settings. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really intense and very powerful. I've not had it break, I've pushed it into my back and it's fantastic. I think this is super well made, aerospace grade materials apparently. Either way, an affordable thing for minimal and pleasing alternatives to things like the Therabody stuff out there. Now, I moved to the iPhone 16 Pro this year, and yes, it was a tiny update in some ways from the iPhone 15 Pro, but for me it was worth it to make the longer term commitment to this for the next couple of years. And I love the addition of the new camera control button and the ability to shoot 120 frames per second in slow-mo. And as a content creator, I also like that there's now a 5x telephoto lens on the smaller form factor, which is the one I've always gone for. And the battery life now is really amazing. And if you like to create and film on your phone, I have to tell you, I absolutely loved combining my phone with these next 2 items that I'd also say are not just for creators, but they're useful to anyone who has video calls regularly or just likes watching stuff on the train. So first, this is the Moft Invisible Tripod. It is really cool. You can stand it up, sit it down, lay it flat. It's a phone stand, a wallet. You can pop a couple of cards into one version of it. And I didn't expect to love it as much as I have. It hasn't left my phone. And for the ultimate filming combo, I paired it with these. This is the DJI Mic Mini. I've got the combo with all the bits in it. And what's super cool about this is it's the latest tiny wireless mic system that is a dream setup for mobile and mirrorless cameras. I love that everything, including the wind muff and the cable for the receiver unit, all fit in the box in one tiny package. So there's 2 tiny magnetic mics, which are also clip-on if you want to. They slot in there and charge within it. It's USB-C compatible, meaning it's great to pair with your computer for a super quick, easy video call mic. And on the subject of a remote work call, how about these work from home wonders? So at my desk this year, I got to test out the new M4 Mac Mini and MacBook Pro, and I've just been blown away by the M4 Mac Mini. It's great to see Apple pushing what's possible with the M4 chip. For an affordable base price of $599, you've got a lot of power in a tiny package. It's beautiful. I really do think this little M4 mini machine from Apple is a unique outlier of value and power that we rarely see from them at this price point. And it means, I think, if you want to, you can get started in the Apple ecosystem. If you already have a PC, maybe with a monitor and a keyboard that we'll talk about in a minute. I love it as a streaming setup at this studio desk setup. Shame I have to give it back really, but I best get ordering another one. Check out my full review of all the new Macs on the channel and make sure you get subscribed here too for more. But next, you don't have to go as far as I have here to smash your video call game in 2025. These next 2 products hit different. Or maybe it's just one. This is the new Link 2C, and this is the Link 2 from Insta360. Now, as someone who now does a lot of video calls and presentations, these are the exact same camera, but just with or without the gimbal. They have this magnetic base mount that attaches to either of them. I really like the way that thing works. And these are the successors to the powerful AI 4K webcam that came before it, the Link, which I've used for years, and these are a massive upgrade. And if you put this side by side as the Link 2 and the old Link, I think the image is so much better. Let me know in the comments what you think. Same goes for sound, I think, on the Link 2 and then the original. Much better speaker system. If you look at them side by side here, you can see these are quite a bit larger than the original. They house the updated larger sensor, which you can really tell the difference on, 1 inch now, and it really does make a huge difference on that image quality. I also think the autofocus is a lot better on these new ones than it was before. I think it's as good as you'll find on any webcam other than plugging in a mirrorless camera. So pretty good. The Link 2 has a button on the gimbal, which allows you to turn on tracking or zoom in into you. And what's really cool is this is now over $100 cheaper on its release price than the previous version, and I suspect that's because they've reduced the number of motors. So this one also did a kind of vertical turn position, but to be honest, you can still do that with this, you just have to kind of flip it up. So I don't think there's a real loss, and you're going to save quite a bit of money. Now, if you go for the Link 2C, you'll still get tracking, but it's digital. You just tap this capacitive sensor button, and it will zoom in to 1.5 and then track you a bit like Apple's Center Stage. Oh, I love that little cover-up thing as well. This one just drops its head when it doesn't want to look at you. Now, we still get all the original features from the original plus more. So you get zone tracking, person tracking, AI framing, whiteboard mode, where you stick these little things on your whiteboard and it will zoom in on that area. We also get AI gesture control, AI noise cancellation. These really are fantastic, but they get even better when you use the Link Controller app that allows you to tweak image settings in detail or put it in auto. But my favorite, very subtle and convincing trick on these new ones is this new bokeh function, where it will give you a convincing shallow depth of field or blurry background. I set mine to about 20%, and I think that's the sweet spot. Oh, and my favorite option, presets, for once you get everything dialed in, your angle, everything. You can click on the app and you can come back to it like that. Fantastic. Overall, I think Insta360 have nailed these things. They rarely miss, to be honest. And I can see that streamers actually are going to be using these to film on. Multicam, I've given it a go and it's brilliant. I might even use these to do some Notion tutorials filming soon. That's video, but how about your video call audio? Or maybe you do a bit of interviewing on the go. Now, I recently reviewed the Hollyland Lark M2S mics. These are the follow-up to their M2s, and these really are a direct competitor to those DJI mic minis we looked at before. I would say for video calls, if you just got the mini USB version, you plug this into your computer and it's the easiest plug and play system I've ever seen for good quality audio on the go or in your office. I've also got to say that I love the clip mechanism. You pop them on your shirt. It's fantastic. Okay, it's time for some honourable mentions, as we can't finish this video without talking about iPads. But first, let's stay in the work from home area for a moment and talk about peripherals. I finally tried out the Apple Studio Display. Despite that hefty price tag, it is really good and just the best monitor I've used yet with Mac. But that said, I am still rocking my PD2725U monitors on my filming setup here, and I highly recommend these if you don't mind that 4K scaling. I'm hoping to try the new offering though from Samsung that we saw unveiled at CES 2025 in Las Vegas. Wow, that thing looks beautiful, very Studio Display-esque, and like a real, a real option from them. Now, for keyboard lovers, I'm still obsessed with the quality versus affordability equation that the keyboard makers Keychron seem to be balancing this year. I've tried a lot of their boards and they keep getting better. And this year, my top picks were my Q1 Max over there and this, the Q65 Max. So these are heavy, well-made, nicely compatible Mac and PC keyboards. I love the sound, you can customize them, all the rest. But this recently came in and I absolutely love it. This is the Keychron K2HE 75% mechanical keyboard that noticeably features a lovely combination of, minimal and classy design with super low latency designed for gamers, including a 1000 Hertz polling rate for super fast input recognition, if you know what on earth that means. So if you're looking for an affordable keyboard that actually sounds and looks really premium, this one is rocking some smooth and great sounding Nebula linear switches with something called magnetic Hall effect sensors from Gateron. Unlike traditional mechanical boards, these sensors allow gamers and typists to fully control their point of actuation, travel, distance, and functionality. If you want to get dialed in, these could be for you. It comes in the black and kind of walnut, or there's a white and oak model that I really have my eye on. So if you want, you can escape the RGB world and look like this. Now, I will also be dropping a sister video to this one soon on my favorite desk setup items and accessories in more depth, so make sure to get subscribed for that. If you're not, it's time to make some honourable mentions. So yes, as a known iPad lover, a lot of you might be wanting me to mention the M4 iPad Pro, but in fact, I'm gonna give the next award to some smaller items. First, the Apple Pencil Pro and the new interface that came with it. It was indeed all I hoped it would be. I love the additional controls, the hover menu controlled by the barrel roll. It's a really nice touch. for smoother workflows. It's a no-brainer if you have a compatible iPad. And so on that note, I have to give a lovable mention to the new iPad Mini 7. I love the idea that this tiny iPad is just still around in 2025. And as I'm big on the iPad, the updates to this iPad mini made me super happy. It gets the A17 Pro chip, same as the iPhone 15 Pro. That might seem a bit low to a lot of people, but I think it makes it an accessible, low-cost point of entry to Apple Intelligence and Apple products. It really is a good deal. But it's the form factor pocketability and that Pencil Pro compatibility that makes this a fantastic everyday carry for reading in place of a Kindle, note-taking, and the usuals, watching movies and all that. I did, however, decide not to keep it. I think that's because for my use case, I want a little bit more space for things like thumbnail designing, and I actually really missed the fuller sized keyboard for typing on the go. But I think I'm going to be upgrading this year from my 2018 iPad Pro to the 11-inch M4 iPad Pro. That really is, I think, Apple's biggest hardware flex at the moment. I loved the 13-inch M4 iPad Pro, but it's got to be smaller for me in 2025. And as a creator, I've got to give an honourable mention to two portable cameras this year. One I love and one I really want. Now, as a biker and a skier, the Insta360 X4 has made me super happy. This thing is an absolute beast. 8K resolution in 360 degrees, so that's crisp 4K in each single camera, and some of the best quality action cam footage I've been able to get so far. It's so fun to use on my motorbike, and it's worth searching and learning about. You can see my full review listed below. But the other one is the one I want, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It is clearly brilliant, but I've just not been able to bring myself to purchase it. But yeah, I think we could be expecting the Osmo Pocket 4 in 2025. Let me know in the comments if you've heard anything and if you think I should go for it. Now, whilst this isn't exactly tech, it does get an honourable mention to finish off, being an awesome tech carrier. The best backpack I've ever owned. This is the 151 Stealth Backpack from Grams 28. I love this thing because of how well designed the compartments are and how it has a clear focus on helping you carry tech without looking like a full-on technical camera bag. This thing is premium. Oozes quality and functionality in how it just works and that I can just find things quickly. For example, there's a padded laptop sleeve that fits an iPad and a MacBook with a pouch above it for a cable organizer. And the main compartment has padded dividers for the camera, a bottle maybe, whatever you want to hide down there. And the front pouch is perfect for small items and keeping stuff secure in the internal zipped compartment. They're beautifully made, they are premium, so check them out if you dare. So let me know in the comments what made your list for this year and what I should be checking out beyond this. But if, like most people, what you really want your tech to do is just save you time and help you get things done with a bit less effort, I can help with that. Watch this video next for the tools that really move the needle for me and can for you too. And I'll make sure to link my latest desk setup recommendations over here too. Click my face to subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.